There is jamming in every room, on every floor. There is jamming literally everywhere at Cabin Fever. I want to thank everybody for tuning in each week and the support that I've been shown on my Facebook page, my Instagram page, as well as my YouTube page. So be sure and tell your friends, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell so you're reminded every week when a new video hits. We're talking about a bluegrass jammer's favorite time of year, Bluegrass Festival season. One of my favorite ones, it's actually coming up next month, so that's why I wanted to do this video early, so it gave everybody plenty of time to see the video and check everything that they need to check in case you decide you want to go. The one that I'm talking about is happening in March down at Virginia Beach. You may recall us talking about this one a couple weeks ago when I interviewed Jacob Hensley, and it's the Cabin Fever Pickin Party down at Virginia Beach, Virginia. I started going to this probably, oh man, 8, 9, 10 years ago. I had to miss a year or two in between there, but I've enjoyed it every year. It started out at Hampton, and then they moved it to Virginia Beach, and I think it's been in one other place, but I can't remember. I'd have to check into that. But this is one of my favorite places to go. It's all done at the Hampton Inn, the Holiday Inn down at Virginia Beach. And everything is under one roof. The whole hotel is rented out that weekend for those 3 days for this bluegrass event. It's not just jammers, it's bands and workshops as well, which I'll get to here in a minute. But it is rooms upon rooms of jamming. They have a big hall where they have the bands, and then every day at certain times in different rooms throughout the hotel they have workshops, whether it be vocal workshops, guitar workshops, recording workshops. And then on the other end of the hotel they have the buyer's tables where all the vendors go and set up their tables. You can buy your instruments, you can buy your picks, your straps, or you can buy just some souvenirs from the Cabin Fever experience. They've got sweatshirts, jackets, t-shirts, hats, everything's there for sale. So it is a great weekend for everybody. And while you're there, outside the showcase room, they have a table set up that has flyers for all the upcoming Bluegrass Festival events that is happening in the year 2020. Everything from Del Fest to Reno Fest. It's all there. I think they even have a flyer for that Bluegrass cruise that they do every so often. But let's get into the showcases and what to expect while you're there. The dates for this year is always the first weekend in March. So we're looking at March 5th through the 7th of this year. That's a Thursday through Sunday. And on Sunday morning, a lot of people leave, but they also do a church service that Sunday morning. I haven't been to that one, but I hear it is a good service, and it is still good music for with the Sunday morning. There's a lot of showcase bands when it comes to these 4 days of music. They start at 3 in the evening, and the last band usually goes on at 9 at night to 10:30, I believe, is when everything ends. You pay your $45, they'll give you a wristband, and you can come and go as many times as you please for the next 4 days of jamming and all the events. Let's move on to the showcases. I've looked at this year's lineup already, and this year's lineup does look really good. This year from 7 to 7:45, everything's kicked off Thursday, March 5th with the Clear Cut Band. I have not heard this band. There's several bands on here that I have not heard. So I'll let you know the ones I've heard and the ones I haven't. From 7:55, there's always about a 5 or 10 minute break in between each band for encore songs and for the MCs to introduce the band coming on and to thank the band going off. So at 7:55 to 8:40 you have Rappahannock Crossing. Again, a band that I have not heard. From 8:50 to 9:35 you have Country Seat. I wish it showed where these people were from and where these bands were from to give a clear-cut look at where everybody's coming from. I have not heard Country Seat either. County Seat, sorry. And then to close out Thursday night from 9:45 to 10:30, they have Adam and Michaela in the Bluegrass Tradition. I have played music with both Adam and Michaela in years past. And if you recall from my first interview video with Jacob Hensley, he is playing banjo with Adam and Michaela and their band that Thursday night. So he'll be down there. So if you enjoyed what you've seen in the video before with him, check him out that Thursday night for the closing act, and you'll enjoy what he brings as a banjo picker too. Moving on to Friday morning. Friday morning starts the morning of the 6th, and that's when all the showcases start. All the showcases are included with your admission fee, that $45 that we talked about earlier. Workshops that are offered here. They have a bass workshop that is going to be done by Bob Goff and Fred Staggs. We have a dobro workshop, Pete Smith and Chris Hart. Chris Hart is of the Bluegrass Brothers, a very, very good dobro player. Fiddle workshop by Jared Jones, Roger Gray. We have a guitar workshop by Steve Kaufman, and a recording basics where they teach you, from what I understand, I haven't been to it, the vocals and the ins and outs of getting your recording down. That's going to be done by Mark Templeton. Some of y'all may know his name, you may not, but he's from Mark Templeton and Pocket Change, another band that is very well known in this area and at Cabin Fever. Really good guy. I'm sure he does a great job with this, and I think they play at some point this weekend too. As a matter of fact, it's Friday. So from 1:30 to 2:15 is the Earlysville Bluegrass Boys. I haven't heard them, but I'm looking at their picture now that's on the flyer, and they seem to look like young kids, early teens, a guitar player, banjo player, and a mandolin player. I'm sure they'll do a great job. Now from 2:25 to 3:10 is a buddy of mine, Canton Breeden, and his band, Route 33 Bluegrass. They'll be performing, the 2:25 to 3:10 set. They do a good job. Canton is a great banjo player, and I'm sure you'll enjoy everything you hear during their set. From 3:20 to 4:05 is J&J Tradition, Ted Jones and J.C. Nolan. This is a group I haven't not only heard, I don't think I've ever heard of them, but go check them out. If you're able to check them out and you're able to see them, let me know what you think. From 4:15 to 5 o'clock is Mark Templeton Band. I've heard Mark Templeton and Pocket Change and his new band for many years now at Cabin Fever, at the Grottoes Bluegrass Festival we used to have, and at the VFW Festival down in Luray that we'll cover later on in the year that Bo Rogers does and puts on and does a great job at. They take a supper break between 5 and 7. So you got 2 hours, you can go to your room. There's, you can rent the rooms out in the hotel. You can go back to your hotel if you're off site, go to a restaurant, bring something back for those 2 hours, give the bands a break, give everybody a chance to refuel for the upcoming events of the night. From 7 to 7:45, it kicks off with Old Dogs, New Tricks. They are also a good band. I've heard them many times too. From 7:55 to 8:40 is Wound Tight Bluegrass. I have not seen or heard this band either. I'm sure they'll do a great job. From 8:50 to 9:35 we have Grass Street. This is another band that I have not heard of. From 9:45 to 10:30 we have Code Blue Bluegrass Band. I've heard them a few times down at Cabin Fever mainly, and they put on a good show. That ends Friday night. The Code Blue Bluegrass Band ends at 10:30. But the jamming still goes on. Saturday morning, starting at 10 a.m., just like Friday morning, starting at 10 a.m., is when you can go in, buy your tickets, hit all the workshops again. Everybody seems to look the same that is doing it. Maybe a different one here or there, but for the most part, everything seems to look the same for the workshops. Now on this day, they start at 1:30. Oh, they did on Thursday too. I thought they started later. From 1:30 to 2:15 is the Dark Hollow Bluegrass Band. They're from over right across the mountain in our area. They've been playing bluegrass as a band for a lot of years, and they do a really good job. I've seen them at Cabin Fever, Grottoes, Luray. I've seen them a lot over the years. From 2:25 to 3:10 is the Appalachian Express. I haven't heard them, but the name does sound familiar. Some of these bands I've heard of, but I haven't listened to while I've been there because of all the jamming going on. There's a lot of jamming that I've been involved in there, and some of these shows and bands I have missed. From 3:20 to 4:05 we have Commonwealth Bluegrass Band. Heard them, they do really good. From 4:15 to 5 is a band called Mountain Highway. I have not heard of this band. I'm not sure if where they're from, but again, with these bands that are here at Cabin Fever, you'll realize if they're there, they do a good job. Then you got your supper break again from 5 to 7, that 2-hour break. From 7 to 7:45, we have Circa Blue. Circa Blue has played Cabin Fever for several years in a row now, if I'm not mistaken. They do a really good job. From 7:55 to 8:40, we got Solid Rock, a band that I have not heard. From 8:50 to 9:35, we have Mill Run Bluegrass Band. I have heard them. They do a really good job. I've only seen them maybe once or twice down at Cabin Fever, depending on when their sets is and the jamming going on, whether I've seen them or not. And then from 9:45 to 10:30, y'all are in for a very big treat this year for the closing night of Cabin Fever 2020. They are bringing in the Bluegrass Brothers. Jacob Hensley, the one we interviewed a couple weeks ago, who's going to be playing banjo for Adam and Michaela on Thursday night, will resume his role as full-time mandolin player with the Bluegrass Brothers for Saturday night. If you haven't seen the Bluegrass Brothers, you don't know what you're missing. They put on a really good show. My other buddy Caleb plays guitar with them. Jamie Sparks is the banjo player, and of course the founder, Victor Dowdy, with the vocals and bass. That is one show that you will regret missing as far as the closing night goes. If you go down there, check out all these bands, every one you can get to. The Bluegrass Brothers is going to put on a great closing show to end the year of 2020. Going back to everything that's in the hotel, you can also buy food if you don't want to leave. So there's a lot of stuff to do. My favorite part was the jamming. There is jamming in every room, on every floor. I've jammed in the weight room, I've jammed in the business room, I've jammed in conference rooms, I've jammed in other people's rooms. The main open area where the concierge desk is where you check in, they jam there. Out by the pool, if it happens to be a warm March, we jam there. So there is jamming literally everywhere at Cabin Fever down in Virginia Beach, Virginia. I know you'll enjoy it. I know there's a lot of information with this. It may have gotten a little tedious, but I want to make sure we covered everything. I'll put in the description all the information that you need to get any other information you want for your trip down there, whether it's staying at the hotel or hotels in the surrounding area that has rooms. So be sure, if you're in the area, and even if you're not, I've played with people from North Carolina and from several hours away further than where we are. They go down because they enjoy this so much. This is a great 3-day event. It's only $45. All the jam and music you could possibly want. You'll make friends forever and have a great time and make some great memories. I know I have over the years. So I'll put that link in the description and let you go check it out. So let me know if you happen to make it in March. I know it's about a month away, but I want to get this out there quick and give everybody time to watch the videos, tell their family, friends about it over the next 4 weeks to plan their trip to Cabin Fever. It's something you decide to do. If you go, I might be able to be there. I don't know yet. I don't know if I'll be there for the full 3 days or just that Saturday, but look for me. I might have on my t-shirt. We'll take pictures. Nah, I'm just teasing. But it'd be a good time to meet anybody who's a part of the fan page, a part of the YouTube channel that are subscribing and supporting this. It'd be great to see any of you down there. This year, we're starting out the festival season with Cabin Fever Pickin Party 2020 in Virginia Beach, Virginia. I hope to see you there and have a good time. And remember, there's always time for one more.